morning, good afternoon, or good evening, students. We're going to look at this instructional video for Act 4. Okay, so let's look at the first question. The first question is characterization. Summarize Juliet's words in Act 4, Scene 1, lines 50 to 59. Interpret what do Juliet's words indicate about her view of the situation that she finds herself in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the textbook and I'm going to see what she says here. Now, I am going to make sure that the line numbers match up because I'm also going to use the SparkNotes version. Now, one thing that I want you all to understand is this. The SparkNotes version is not going to summarize this section. Okay? So if we look at it and we look at what Juliet says, and I'm not going to reread what Juliet says here, but if I were to summarize it, Juliet is desperate and suicidal. She has bought a knife into the confessional. Why has she brought a knife into the confessional? If the friar cannot help her, she will kill herself. Why will she kill herself? She will kill herself because she loves her husband and she does not want to commit bigamy and adultery, which are mortal sins in the Catholic Church. So Juliet is desperate and suicidal. And why is she in this situation? She's in this situation because she married Romeo without her parents' permission. I'm going to let you guys finish answering this question, and then we are going to move on to the next assignment in this section. Okay, students, like I said, this video is for Act 4. So the next assignment that you have to do for Act 4 is craft structure Act 4. Okay, analyze, craft, and structure dramatic elements. Okay, a situation has dramatic irony when the audience knows something important that a character is not aware of. For example, you get a hint of dramatic irony in Act 1 when Romeo moons over Rosalind, but the reader knows that this love will be short-lived since the title of the play is Romeo and Juliet, not Romeo and Rosalind. Dramatic irony creates tension as the audience waits for the often unpleasant truth to be revealed. Shakespeare breaks the tension in his plays by using humor. He incorporates comic relief, a funny character or situation introduced into a serious or tragic situation. He also used puns. A pun is a play on words involving either a word with two different meanings or two words that sound alike but have different meanings. So let's look at section A. All right, so compare what the character thinks to what the audience knows for each example from Act 4. So we have 3 columns here. We have example, we have what the character thinks, and we have what the audience thinks. So I'm going to use this first row here as an example. Paris says, moderately she weeps for Tybalt's death, and therefore have I little talk of love. Now, what I would tell you all to do is go back to the textbook and figure out what's going on there. Because if you rely on your memory may not be what you think it is. Okay, I know this information because I've been teaching it for 20 years. Okay, so what the character thinks. Paris thinks Juliet is upset over Tybalt, and that's why she will not talk of love. And what the audience knows is Juliet is upset at the prospect of having to marry Paris and not being with Romeo. Okay, so continue with the rest of these rows, and we will come back. Okay, students, we're going to look at B, and B, I'm not going to work it out for you. But I will tell you this. Highlight the example of humor in the dialogue below. Okay, humor is very subjective. So what I will say to you is this is a pun and it's a play on words. So I want you to pay attention to the play on words in B. And if you're unsure, you can always ask. Go ahead, answer B, and then we'll come back. Okay, students, now what we're going to do is we're going to look at concept, vocabulary, and word study, section C. In each of the following items, think about the meaning of the italicized word or phrase and then answer the question. Now, the words here are lamentable, distressed, and melancholy. Okay, so let's look at A, okay? Would you describe being at a park with your friends and having a good time as a lamentable situation? Well, no, because having a good time is not a deplorably sad. That's what lamentable means. It means deplorably sad. Okay, so the answer will be no. So for B and C, I want you to answer those questions, and your answers must make sense. Okay, go ahead and finish C, and then we'll be back. Okay, students, so what we're going to do now is we're going to look at section D. Now, the Latin root stress comes from the Latin word stringere, meaning to draw tight. The word strict and the word unconstrained comes from the Latin verb stringere. Find 4 more words that use the root strict, stress, and strain. Now, as you can see here, I'm not going to click on any of these, but there are, you click on them and then it will lead you to a Merriam-Webster page where you can find some words. And so what you guys are going to do is you're going to find 4 words that use the roots strict, stress, and strain and write a brief definition for each, and then use each word in a sentence. And the sentence must make sense. You must use context when you use these words. Okay, so let me give you an example. The word stressed. Yeah, I took the easy way out. I said the word stressed. Okay, so definition. That means feeling mental or emotional strain or tension. And the definition that I use is Linus was stressed because he couldn't find his car keys and he was already late. Okay, I'm going to let you guys do B, C, and D. And if you need any help or you need any assistance, please ask. Okay, students, we are back. We're going to look at word study. The Latin root stress comes from the Latin root stringere, again, meaning to draw tight. The root strict in the word unstrained comes from the root stringere. In the following exercises, consider the meaning of the words from the roots strict, stress, and strain. Directions. Each word below uses the Latin root stress, strict, or strain. Highlight the word that fits in each sentence. Okay, so if I looked at this, let's look at A. Driving in a torrential downpour sandwiched between 2 semi-trucks was a very stressful situation. Okay, I'm sorry. I just gave the definition and I just gave the answer there because that's the way that I talk. And also, if you live in Louisiana, you know that that is a very stressful situation if you are in a small car and you are between these 2 huge trucks. So what you're going to do is you're going to do what I just did, and you are going to either see where stressful will fit, or you will look at the sentence and find out whether or not the context is one of stressfulness or unstressed. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go ahead and answer the question, and then we'll be right back. Okay, students, we're back. We're going to look at section F. Reread the sentences in part A, then write the word that corresponds to the definition. Remember that each word may be used. That either word may be used. Okay, so the word that I noticed automatically was the word restricting. And the word restricting means putting a limit on. So what you're going to do here is you're going to write the word next to its definition. And I would prefer that you use a different color for your font. I'm sorry, a different color for, just a different color. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to let you answer these questions and then we'll be back. Okay, students, we're back and we're on section G. In section G, select the correct word from the box on the right to complete each sentence. The blank of Lane's diet kept him from eating anything that was a fruit or a vegetable. Strictness is the word that fits here. So what you guys are going to do is you're going to use the words from the box and you're going to put them in. And of course, the way that you get rid of this line is you highlight it and you press delete, and that will get rid of the line there. And you can put the word there in a different color. I'm going to go ahead, let you guys answer this question, and then we'll be back. Okay, students, we're going to look at H, highlight the definition. That means the opposite of each word below. Strict. Okay, so give me a second. Okay, students, what we're going to do now is we're going to look at H and highlight the definition. That means the opposite of each word below. And first, we're going to look at the word strict. And an easy thing that I did is I had to choose between these words because I didn't know whether to choose leniency, or lenient. So what I did is I went to thesaurus.com, and guess what word I saw automatically when I'd gone in? It was lenient. So I think, if I'm not sure, but I think I am sure, most likely it will be the word that is opposite will be the same part of speech. Okay? So make sure that you pay attention to that. Make sure it's the same part of speech. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys do B, C, and D, and then we'll be back. Okay, all right. This is the last part. I, the word astringent, comes from the Latin word strangere. Stringere, using a dictionary, provide the etymology and modern definition of the word astringent. Then use the word correctly in a sentence. Now, you have done this for this entire assignment, so I have the deepest faith in you. Okay, students, you know the routine. If you have any questions or concerns, you can email me at tcollins@ebrschools.org. You can speak aloud in class. You can send me a remind text, or you can chat with me in GoGuardian. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.